I would have to say that at the moment, it is not really possible. It isn't really done to use Israel as a base to enter the regional market. Israel is one market within the region, though, and the way we approach it as the commercial service regionally is through our Access Eastern Mediterranean program. We offer a one-stop program for American companies who can sign up for the Access Eastern Mediterranean program and receive trade leads from 7 countries in the region simultaneously. We're talking about Turkey, Israel, Lebanon, Jordan, Egypt, Morocco, and West Bank, Gaza, and Israel. And we have combined to provide this unique service for U.S. companies. This is a population of 190 million when you can put them all together, and focusing on ICT, healthcare, medical equipment, franchising opportunities, computers, information technology I mentioned, and automotive, aftermarket products, building materials. And so companies, exporters who, I would say, even if they're SMEs, if they are exporting successfully somewhere already, then I think they should take a look at this program. If they've not, even if they've perhaps made a few sales or are exporting to 1 or 2 of those countries, it's a good opportunity to expand their business. I wouldn't recommend the region, honestly, to somebody who has only exported, say, maybe infrequently to Canada or Mexico I wouldn't necessarily call them an experienced exporter. So I'm going off track here, but I think it's really, the Middle East isn't the place to start your exporting experience, but if you are exporting successfully elsewhere, then you should take a look at it through the AEM program, the Access Eastern Mediterranean program, if it fits your product line.
It's a very multicultural region of the world. Are there rules of thumb that you've come to learn about doing business with Israelis, Israeli Arabs, and Palestinian Arabs?
It's an interesting, yes, it is culturally different, although depending on what culture you're from here, you might find the culture in Israel not that dissimilar. It's informal. Ties and jackets are almost unheard of, even among the government officials. And you go to business meetings, you'll never see anybody wear a tie and jacket. It has largely to do with the weather. It's a warm climate, but it's also the Israeli mindset. It's the cultural thing. It's an informal environment. But Israelis are very industrious. Israel has the highest percentage of scientists among any nation. A lot of that has to do with the influx of immigration from the former Soviet Union in the last 15 years. About 1 million of the 6.8 million people in Israel speak Russian as the first language, which makes it an interesting mix. One of the things that strikes you as an American in Israel, that the U.S. is not the only melting pot in the world. Israel is a true melting pot of people from many cultures, and you feel that when you're there. You feel this really high energy mix of people with very high education and very, very productive and inventive.
What kind of a team did you have in Israel? Can you give us a sense of what they were like and how they helped U.S. businesses?
We have a terrific staff. It's just really top-notch, very experienced, and it's interesting too. They are a mixture. They are a reflection of the melting pot in Israel, because we have people who are originally Dutch and South African and Australian and mixed in with the Israelis who are there, who were born there. And it's very interesting. It provides a good understanding of business cultures in other places. And they work well together as a team and very knowledgeable. We have a lot of experience, ranging from almost 25 years to 2 or 3 years. And we also have 2 people in our office in Jerusalem who cover Palestinians who cover the markets in the West Bank and Gaza. But they're part of the same team, and they work well together, and they cooperate to make sure that both offices work well together. And we sometimes have issues where we need to resolve customs situations, maybe shipments of goods that are destined for the Palestinian markets. The staff in Israel, actually, in Tel Aviv, helps the staff in Jerusalem get those things done. So they work extremely well together as a unit. As a matter of fact, the team works so well together that they were just nominated for and just awarded the bronze medal as a ICA Organization of the Year.
At the end of 36 months living and working in Israel, do you have any closing thoughts about your time there?
Well, it's bittersweet, of course, to leave. You devote a lot of your energy into a program and working with a team, and they become family. And it's a unique part of this job is you create these relationships and you achieve success, and then you move on to the next challenge. And I hated to leave, but then it's time to look on to the next job. And I would just like to tell anybody who hasn't been there, Israel's really a fascinating place to visit, both for business opportunities but also just to see the country. It's fascinating for such a small country. The diversity is remarkable. Tel Aviv is this booming modern metropolis, and then you drive up an hour up the mountain to Jerusalem, and it's something else, and you have this 12th century old city surrounded by the modern Jerusalem, and to the north you have Haifa and the Golan Heights, and in the south you have the desert, and it's remarkably fascinating for such a small place.
From a personal viewpoint, what do you think the region will be like in, say, 5 years from now?
Well, I have to say I hope that there's peace, but I wouldn't venture to predict.
Thank you very much.